as you watch that, I want you to make a list. I'll probably show it to you maybe a couple of times so you can do this properly. I want you to make a list of everything that you see. Everything that you, now when I say see, I actually mean perceive. So don't fight your urge, you don't fight your instinct. Now, because you will have heard me talk about this before. So your better judgment might try to stop yourself from interpreting what you see as you would otherwise. So that is not what I want you to do. I want you to be your natural selves. Imagine you had no understanding of the Dhamma and try and forget what I'm trying to tell you here and just interpret what you see as you see. What you will be seeing are some shapes, and you will identify those shapes as something familiar. And when you do, make a note of it. Ready? Okay. Right. Give me a list of what you saw. Just call him out. A whale. How many? Ostrich. Very imaginative. A boot. Snake. A dragon. You know one when you see one, huh? Butterfly. Trees. Okay. I think we all saw that. But I think I get what you mean. Okay. Anything else? A man on his knees. That was not you reminded of your past by any chance, was it? Okay. Right, okay, so we have a few contenders. Interesting that you've seen such variety. Did you all see all of it? I don't think so. Some of you were fairly quiet, which I assume you've probably either seen a few of these or you didn't see any of them. Others might have seen a fair few. I doubt anyone saw all of them. Because you didn't know what you were looking for. But if I show it to you again, you'll see all of them. Shall we have another go? All right, see if you can spot them. I hid them all from you until now. Now I'm going to reveal all. Okay? See what magic I can do. It's all my doing, isn't it? Of course. Let's try that one more time. See if you can spot them, okay? Feel free to call it out as you see it, it's fine. It's probably the one chance I'll give you all to talk at the same time, right? See it. Boot, okay. Looking forward to see the dragon. Enter the dragon. See the trees. One's at grass. Brilliant. Right, okay. So I think you called out most of them. And chances are most of you actually spotted them second time round. Because the first time round, you weren't expecting to see anything as such. I said you'll see something, maybe some shapes, but you weren't sure what you're going to look at. You didn't know what you might see. But the second time round, you had a model. And you know what these things are like. You've seen them before. You have mental images of them. So what you did the second time round was you projected them onto the screen. And in your projections, you started to see shapes that resembled dragons and snakes and birds, flowers and boots and cheetahs and all sorts. Think about what I'm trying to teach you here. Ultimately, you see what you want to see, right? That's a natural phenomenon. It's called a murmuration, or a murmuration, beg your pardon. It's called a murmuration. The reason it's called a murmuration, how it gets its name, is now there you just heard some background music, but normally when those birds, they fly in those formations as a swarm, if you like, you hear a faint murmur. It's not so faint when they're close, up close. It's almost like you have a jet flying by or at some distance. So that gives it gives a murmuring sound. That's where it gets its name, but that's besides the point. The fact is that's a natural phenomenon. You see it in some parts of the world. You may have seen it yourselves personally. Have you ever spotted that? You just give me a show of hands if you've seen that in nature. Oh, good. We have a few. But you know, individually, or if you take a step back and actually think about what's going on there, they're simply birds in flight, aren't they? Now, those birds, I mean, to this day, to environmentalists, scientists, biologists, it's still a mystery how it is that birds fly like that. I mean, who coordinates all those movements? I mean, it's like an orchestra, only in the sky. It's like someone's coordinating all of that. So, of course, then you have to have someone orchestrating it. Then it's his doing. But again, that's beside the point. What I'm trying to get across to you here is what you really saw was just a flock of birds, but lots of them. Individual components in a certain distance from each other, at a certain distance from each other. And overall, what you saw was what last week we referred to as a configuration, an arrangement, if you like. So those birds were flying in arrangements, numerous arrangements, and those arrangements kept changing from time to time. They had no idea that they were flying to present this display. You know, that was not the Air Force, like they normally do formation flying. You've seen that, right? So when they put the jets up in the sky, they do formation flying. But that is well orchestrated, well trained, well practiced, time and time again. And you had to be a master pilot to be able to do that. But here, these birds, they don't know what they're up to. They just fly. But they somehow have some instinct to keep a certain distance from each other so that they don't collide. Never do birds collide. That is why to scientists it's still a mystery how it all happens. So they say it's a mystery of nature.